Good morning. So I thought we would do a little math activity today. I have our balance scale right here. Okay. We have two of these in our classroom. One of them is in science and one of them is in the math area. And right now there's nothing in the buckets. So as you can see, even with me holding it, it is level. Okay. It is perfectly even. Those two buckets, hopefully you'll be able to see them in the video, that they are level, they're even. But I have some different things that we are going to weigh, and we are going to find out what weighs more or what weighs less. So, this little card right here, it says, which weighs less, 5 markers or 9 clothespins? So I want you to think in your head right now, which do you think will weigh less? Will it be markers? Will it be clothespins? Now it says less markers. It says only 5. So I've got my 5 markers and 9 clothespins. So it's more clothespins. But the markers are a little bit bigger than the clothespins. And I know you guys can't feel them, but one marker feels a little bit heavier to me than a clothespin. So think in your head, and if somebody's near you, tell them which you think it is. So you got some accountability. Which you think is going to weigh more, 5 markers or 9 clothespins? So I'm going to put my 5 markers over here. That made it tip all the way down. You can see that. And I'm going to put my clothespins on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing so far. 6, 7, 8. Oh, it moved a tiny bit. 9. This side stayed down low. This side is still up high, so that tells us that these are heavier. They weigh more. Our question is, which weighs less? So the side that is up is going to be the side that weighs less. If you guess the clothespins weigh less, then you're right. 9 clothespins weighs less than 5 markers. Okay, let's try another one. Now, all right, so he wants to know which weighs less, 2 crayons or 10 beads? Okay, so I got 2 crayons. That's fewer than 10, right? 2 is fewer than 10. That's less things, but these crayons are bigger than even these 10 beads. So which do you think? Tell somebody close. 1, 2 crayons. Need to go down. 10 beads over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my goodness, it didn't hardly move at all. So which one weighs less? Which side stayed up? You said beads. You're correct. That's the side that weighs less. It stayed up. Okay. How about this one? It says which weighs less? 2 counting bears or 7 paper clips? Which weighs less? So I'm going to put my 2 bears over here. Made it go down right away. I'm going to count out my 7 paper clips. 1, 2, they're made of metal, but you know those bears. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Goodness gracious. All of these, the fewer objects are still weighing less. I mean, the fewer objects still weigh more. That's crazy because these bears are bigger, they're made of plastic, they feel heavier in my hand than these paper clips. So even though there are more paper clips, they still weigh less than the bears. Okay, let's try another one. Which do you think is going to weigh less? I've got 4 googly eyes. They're pretty small and lightweight, those 4 googly eyes. Or 1 pom-pom ball. You guys have played with pom-poms a lot in our art area, so you know they don't weigh much. They're pretty light. So let's see what happens. I got my 1 pom-pom ball I'm going to put in here. It's pretty even. It's like you barely put anything in it. Okay, so then I'm going to put my 4 googly eyes. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think anything happened. I think it's about the same. I think this is our first tie. I don't know that one weighs less than the other. maybe if I had a bigger pom-pom or smaller googly eyes, but the ones that I have in our classroom, they weigh about the same. It stayed even, it stayed level. Okay, let's try another one. Now these other cards I've got say which weighs more. So we are looking for a different answer. We're not looking for the one that stays up high. We are looking for this one that goes down low because it's so heavy. You're looking for the one that weighs more. Okay, so this one says, which weighs more, 7 beads or 4 pom-poms? So you think to yourself, which do you think is going to weigh more? Which one is going to be heavier? Somebody's near you, tell them what you think. I've got 4 pom-poms. 1, 2, 3, 4. Scale didn't move much at all. And now I've got 7 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, a little, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, that is hard to tell. That is really, really tricky. I have to get way down here to be able to see. I don't know. If you can tell a difference, if you think one's lower than the other, you post in the comments because I can't tell a difference. I think they're pretty level. They may weigh about the same. And I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now there's 7 beads in there. Okay. So I don't know that one weighs more than the other. Tricky, tricky. All right, let's try a different one. Here I've got which weighs more, 2 clothespins. These are little wooden clothespins. Or 10 googly eyes. So, you know, those numbers, I instinctively think 10 has got to weigh more than 2 because 10 is more than 2. But these googly eyes are so light. They're very lightweight, these little eyes. So, I'm not sure. Think in your head, which one do you think is going to weigh more? Which one's going to be heavier? 1, 2 clothespins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 googly eyes, barely tipped it at all. So the 2 clothespins, even though there's less objects in there, the 2 clothespins weighed a lot more than those 10 googly eyes. They were a lot heavier. If you guessed clothespins, you were right. You got it. Okay, I've got 2 more for us to do today. Let's see here. I have this one. It says, which weighs more? 3 math cubes. Remember, these are those cubes we used to measure our zoo animals the other day. See how long they were? You can use them for counting. Lots of fun stuff there in our math center. So which weighs more? 3 math cubes or 5 paper clips? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 5. 5 paper clips. I bet you're going to figure this out. You're going to get it right. Because there are 5 paper clips, but remember, every time we've weighed these, they're not very heavy. Even filling them in my hand. So let's find out. I've got 3 math cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 paper clips. It did move down a little bit. They're just barely heavier on that side. I think those math cubes are just barely heavier. So the one that weighed more is the math cubes. They weighed more than the paper clips. If you guessed that, you are correct. All right, we're going to estimate one more time. Which one weighs more? 6 pennies or 1 marker? That's what this one says. Which weighs more? 1 marker or 6 pennies? All right. Now, I do have to have a little confession. We don't have real pennies in our classroom. What we have are our play money pennies. So just to be fair, I wanted you to know that these are not made out of real copper. These are lightweight plastic pennies. So that might influence your prediction a little bit. You might think differently. And maybe I'll try and find some real pennies where we can test our theory again one day. But for right now, I've got 6 plastic pretend pennies that we are going to weigh with one marker to see which weighs more. Okay, so think in your head, what do you predict? What's going to weigh more? Let's see if you're right. I've got one marker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, they didn't do anything. That marker is really heavy compared to those pennies. You can see it's dipped way down there. Well, I hope you had fun with this. I hope you were able to get some correct predictions. Let me know in the comments if you figured them all out, if you knew some or didn't know others. And I want to challenge you today, if you have a scale at home, you probably don't have a balance scale, but your parents probably have a scale where you can weigh and it'll give you some numbers. See how much you weigh today. And then compare it to something else in your house. Maybe weigh yourself and weigh a book and figure out which one weighed more. Weigh yourself and weigh your dog. Who weighed more? Weigh yourself and weigh your backpack. See which weighed more. I would love to see what you weigh and which one weighed more in the comments below if you were able to do that activity today. Bye!